Do you have any idea how many emotions you are processing on a daily basis without knowing about it? Other people's emotions and thoughts? You have absolutely no idea how common this is because energy transference is real. And we're going to go into that today of how not only the energy transference of emotions is happening, but we're also going to go into a few techniques on how to mitigate some of this for you as you go about your day. Hi, I'm Christin Sambor. I'm an energy alchemist and prosperity coach here to talk to you about those emotions. If you've not already done so, make sure you hit the follow, like, subscribe buttons below so that you can get notified of my new videos as I am coming back from a bit of a hiatus, but would love to share with you, and you can get those notifications by doing the like, subscribe below. Awesome. So today we're going to talk about these energy transference of emotions. As I was talking with one of my clients at the beach the other day, I noticed that she had no idea how she was picking up other people's emotions. She was getting super fidgety. She was getting her highs and her lows, and she didn't understand what was happening. As people were walking by, the energy, she was feeling it. And so if there was a happy family, she was pretty loose and easy. If there was another family going by that they were fighting, you could tell that her body was getting more tense. So what was happening in this? It was the energy transference of those emotions. So she's picking up other people's emotions. So if you are doing that whenever you're out and about and you're not conscious of it, how many times have you been out and about and all of a sudden you feel tired, you feel angry, you feel contracted, you want to get out of the store, or maybe you are feeling super happy because the cashier was really nice that day? Well, it's all happening. All of those emotions are coming at you. So number one, what we can do is we can start to protect ourselves. And this can be simply, actually, I take this back. We're going to talk about how to remove some of this energy. And my go-to at the end of the day is I send back any energy that is not mine, that is not of my highest good. And I do this not only at the end of the day, but I also do this in moments where I'm feeling stressed out of seemingly nowhere, but I just walked into a store into other people's emotions, or I walked past a couple that was fighting, or whatever it may be. I walk into a lot of tourists here in Hawaii. So as I allow myself to notice in my body what is mine and what is not mine, this is the number one thing that everyone should be talking about within emotional intelligence, is what emotions are actually yours to process. Okay? So as we understand what's actually ours to process, then we're able to allow it to leave us because it's not ours. So we can do those in those moments where we're feeling constricted and a little bit like that. So now here's the fun part. As I was talking with my client about when she walked into a grocery store and all of a sudden she picks up an item and she feels a little bit contracted and things like that, but it was something that she wanted to buy. What she was doing was actually picking up the energy of the person who handled it before her. So there are things to do here where we can cleanse the objects, we can bless our food, we can raise the vibration of all of that, but we can actually also protect ourselves from this to begin with by putting on layers of protection. Now, I do go into this more in my energy protection class, which I'll be doing again in the new year. But as a little bit of a way for you to start doing it now is everyone talks about these golden white, or this white light around you before you go about for your day. The white light's a great exercise. Not gonna lie, it really is. However, if you are walking into a situation that you are wearing a sweatshirt and it's pouring down raining, it's not going to completely protect you from everything. So I like to use different layers of protection. And I also, the sweatshirt's gonna last for you to get from the house to the grocery store, but it might not last if you're going on a hike, right? So sometimes we have to re-up this protection throughout the day. And a lot of us, let's be honest, sometimes we're a little lazy to do it. So adding multiple layers of protection allows for you to not pick up that transference as easily as it would be if you just had one layer of protection on. So yes, the white light. I like golden globes as well. I also will tend to use like little objects that feel good to me. So I might put myself in a rose quartz cube or pyramid. So play with the shapes and the colors and the dimensions and how big it is from you. So when I go to the beach, I tend to put on bigger layers of protection because I want my space. Now, if I'm in a crowded atmosphere, I'm going to put layers on that are a lot more closer to me because I don't want everybody walking through it all the time. So if they are, then you have to re-up that protection. This will really help you understand what is actually yours to process versus what is someone else's. And so we can become a lot more stable in our understanding of ourselves, our understanding of our emotions, because our emotions are speaking to us. And it is our first line of defense in anything to tell us if there's something going on with our body, to if there is something going on in the atmosphere around us. So our emotions are our alert system, but we are a computer and we are constantly getting inputs from everything that we touch. So and every person we interact with, every person we think about, or who's thinking about us. So this is why I believe it is so important, not only for energy and protection, but to really understand what is yours and what's not yours. If you've been going through a hard time and you are really just in a low, or the grief or the sadness or the anger or the frustration isn't going away, then it's something potentially a bit deeper and potentially not. It can be still an energy that is not yours, that does need some additional assistance to leave. I actually have had this, and I needed 2 sessions with someone to help this energy leave my body and leave my physical space for me to come back into myself. I will actually save that for another week. So I will link the video when I do that, because it's a really deep video on what had happened to me and how we can prevent this going forward. And it really all goes to like my energy protection and cleansing class. But sometimes those energies just really aren't ours. And we can, when we do energy sessions, or when I do energy alchemy sessions with my clients, the number one thing I do first is to remove the energy that is not theirs, that is not of their highest good. Maybe it's something that they're just looping in. So we remove it, and then we work with what's present. So if there's sadness or there's anger, then we can dig into that, and we can go into the inner child. We can go into our values and our needs that aren't being met, which, by the way, I do have a free values and needs worksheet. So I'll make sure I link that below. This is great because our needs, when they are not met, tend to have anger, frustration, bitterness, and our needs are essential more than our values. Our needs are essential to our day-to-day life. And so this is what we can actually go back to when we make big decisions in our life, so we can make sure that we're in alignment with where we're going. This has helped my clients move, to change jobs, relationships, careers, all of that. Having these values and needs, really it's the needs part, has really helped them have and find that clarity in their decision-making process. And it's free, so link below. So when we notice that these emotions are butting up against these values and these needs, we can understand pieces of ourselves that we can either work with the coach to clear, we can journal, we can do different exercises, we can work with the inner child. But first and foremost, you gotta make sure it's an emotion that you are dealing with and that someone else has not projected onto you, that you've picked up somewhere. So when you do that, and when you're able to clear all of that, you actually notice you're a pretty sane person. And a lot of the energy that you've been working with, a lot of the energy and emotions that you've been feeling aren't actually yours. And when you can clear these out, because I know you can, or I can help you, you will feel a lot more peace and a lot more calm in your life. If this video was helpful for you, please let me know by letting me know in the comments, sending me a DM, any of that. Find me on my other social media channels. It's just Christin Sambor for everything to make it easy. So I hope that you have a wonderful day, and make sure to follow, subscribe, and like the video, and I will see you later.